Well, we'll get there. You also on CBS were asked a couple of times if you had some type of sexual relationship with my client, correct? Mm-hmm. Is that a yes? Yes. And you lied, correct? Yes. And you lied on national TV, correct? Yes. You also lied to the prosecutors, correct? Yes. You also lied to Detective Steiner about the issue about the relationship, correct? Yes. And you lied the first day. You lied 4 days later. You lied 4 months. Like, I'm sorry. Let me read this over. And you lied the first day. You lied 4 days later. You lied 4 months later. And you lied to Gayle King when you did that interview. I don't remember the date. So, but wasn't it 2022 just recently? Yes. And you lied then also, correct? About having an intimate relationship with Tory, yes. And why Tory was invited. And why Tory was invited, what your relationship was, and how you guys were friends, how long you were friends. And Gayle King goes into all of this, correct? Yes. And you made it sound like, well, he was just there. Did you tell Gayle King that you invited my client there? Probably not. And today you told the jury that you text my client to come there. Yes, I did. Did you text him or did you FaceTime him with Kylie Jenner? Probably both. So probably both. Do you remember FaceTiming him with Kylie and telling him to come there? I probably did. Now let's talk about that. You got there at some point in the late evening hours. Yes. What time did my client get there? Late at night. How many hours would you say you were already there before he got there? I was there for a while, maybe past 5 hours. Okay, so that was 5 hours. How much had you been drinking? I had drank a little bit during the beginning of the party. Okay, so you said a little bit. How many shots do you think you took that day? Probably 6. When my client came there, you greeted my client at the door with Kylie Jenner, correct? I don't think that's how that happened. Okay, so how did my client get inside the house? Somebody had to let him in. Okay, and you weren't there to let him in? No. So where was Kelsey at the time? I'm not sure. Okay, well, was Kelsey passed out drunk? Maybe. Did you tell the prosecutor that Kelsey was passed out drunk when you met with them and interviewed with them? I told them that you said you didn't know where Kelsey was, correct? Well, I don't know the location of